Hello everyone, it's Ishmael and I welcome you to today's video because this could be my one of the final videos that I've been talking about lately, because these are the things that have been so much in me. You might have, if you've been watching, you're not watching for the first time, the last about 2 videos I've been talking about someone who just randomly call, someone who just comes back, somebody who comes back regretting and all. Okay, so I think with this video, I would like to just motivate somebody that as the person comes back, I think it's good to know, because this is a tricky situation at times. A tricky situation at times, because we might take it lightly. Sometimes there are people, like I've been explaining even before, that there are those that when they come back, it is a divine will. There are those that you find that you've been praying that they come back, and indeed they do come back. But the question is, how do you deal with those you find that maybe you're in a tricky situation, they come back, but you know that they were not supposed to come back? Or when they come back having the same character or the same habits or the same attitude as before. And sometimes this can be even more complicated in 2 ways. When you find that you are somebody who has a soft heart, you are somebody who is kind, as well as if you are somebody who was, like, for example, in a romantic relationship, you still love the person and you can't deny it, but you just know this person is bad for you. But one way you can't help it, you love the person. Okay? And sometimes you don't hold a grudge. You're someone who has a soft heart, like I already mentioned. So you must understand that when somebody is separated from you, when that person is away from you, and for them to finally come back to you, they had to put so much pride that they have down. You must be aware of that. The reason they took time is because they did not want. There was a time which they thought about it, and as they thought about it, they tried to ignore it until they got to a point where they'd be like, you know what? Let me just do this because I don't have any other options. If I die, I die. You get me? But let me tell you that most often, they still have the same mindset until you take control. I like what somebody once said at some point, that the danger of sometimes going and begging somebody who was responsible for your separation in the first place was the reason why you were no longer talking in the first place. The danger of being the one to run and still beg them is whoever begs loses power, and whoever is begged has more power over the one who is begging. So the one who is begged has more power than the beggar. You get what I'm saying? So it gives you more power over that person. So that's one thing you must understand. Okay, when somebody is away from you, you must understand. Oh, I'm trying to remove something here. Yes, you must understand that now that the person is gone, as they come back, remember this. You need to know this. Don't take it lightly. You need to know this. Now that somebody is away from you, it means as they come back, don't waste that chance. Depending on how you feel, you could be in a position where you no longer want anything to do with them, or you've seen everything you needed to see. Maybe you might just still love them, but you know that God has even told you that you can't be with them, or you know deep down that we can never be together, or we can never be friends again. Then in that case, when they come back, it's up to you. Look at your heart. It depends on who you are, like I just said now. You could be someone that when somebody comes begging and all, oh, you have a soft heart, you easily forgive, you get me? Or you could be someone who just, the moment you say you don't want somebody back into your life, you're not scared to be. Are you a straight talker? You just tell them, okay? Or you could be in a position where you are not sure. So if you're in a position where you are not sure, this is a chance when you are separated. Remember, as you are not talking, bit by bit, day by day, they are beginning to learn as well as to gain respect for you, towards you, and to see now what you don't like so that they can rectify their ways, especially if they do realize that one way or another, they need you in their life. So that time when you are not talking, that time when you are separated, it's a time that they are reflecting. It's the time that they are seeing your value. It's a time that they're seeing that they cannot be without you. In that case, also, when they are away, have in mind, already be prepared that if they come back, remember the word, underline the word if. There's a chance they might not come back. So don't be too hopeful to an extent where you just want them to come back. And you get what I'm saying? You must be prepared. Because if they are to come back and you still treat them exactly the same way you used to before you separated, one way or another, not so long, it will go back to how things were. If as that person used to take advantage of you, that person only used to most likely be there for you just because they needed to use you in a certain manner of maybe finances and all, you must be prepared that this time around, I don't just give them money. And remember, when they just come back, I want you to note something. They will be listening to every rule that you set. But when now you've been doing the same thing over for a long period of time, that is where people even learn to grow the guts to even challenge you when you say something. It's because now they are too used to you. Haven't you also realized that people who just fall in love, who just fell in love, there is so much respect. You can set your rules. You can say that I don't like this and they'll be like. But now when somebody is too used to you, you say something and that person will talk back. No, to me, nah, even shout at you. So that's what happens. So when you have been speaking to someone, especially if it took like about a month and more, 2 months, 3 months, and so forth, let me assure you that they're going to respect anything that you decide. They're going to be. So when they come back, they're obviously going to test you, sometimes unknowingly, but they're gonna try to ask for what they used to ask in a way that they used to before. And that is the time where you show them. If you know that one way or another, you will still get to help them or give them what they used to ask a lot, that whatever it is that they were using you for, it's a time where you set a new rule. Which one, if they are to come back, if they are to still want to use me like that, will I be happy and they still run off? Will I be okay with it? Will it hurt me? If you realize it's going to hurt you, set the standard that even if they were to run off from you, let me just give you an easy example. Let's just take, you used to help that person financially, and that person used to ask so much money to the point where you realize, oh, now they're just taking advantage. And after you separated in the first place, you were so hurt that you helped them so much, but they just left you like that. If they come back and you're still willing to want to explore with them, this is what you do. Had you borrowed their money, whatever way, just know you know your situation. The second time around, when they come back, set upon yourself that if you feel like if you can only help them once in a week or in a month, and with the amount that does not exceed this amount, and you know that even if they were to run off, it wouldn't even hurt you even a single bit, set that standard and make it a rule from the get-go. Set a rule that you know even if they are to hurt you, you won't regret ever helping them. You won't even see it as anything. And stick to it. Let me tell you, in the beginning stages, they won't fight back. But were you to be the one to even beg them to come back into your life while they are the ones who've been taking advantage, the time where they were going to even take more advantage, and the moment you say no, they were just going to even, you get what I'm saying, ignore you or all because you're not doing what they want. So that's what people do. Now is the time to reflect. That's why even God, when we're crying to him, when he's teaching someone a lesson, he's putting you through a trial. Fortunately with the Lord, he is all-knowing. He knows when you are ready and when you're not yet ready. And as human beings, we don't even know yet on how to discipline someone. And if someone is now had enough, has learned their lesson. So set a standard and stick to that. Make it a rule no matter how, until they get used to it. And you will see things will be different than the last time. I hope this message was clear. That time when they are quiet, it's a time where you learn this is how you're going to handle them. And if there's people who you realize you are done, then don't bother. May God help you in Jesus' mighty name. Don't fall to the same trap when this happens, because most likely it's going to happen. So get ready. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. And of course, that's all I had for you in today's video. And as for me, Ishmael, and your priest, I will see you in the next episode or upload. Bye-bye.